Many say, and maybe not wrongly, many say we don't want to major on minors. Don't want to major on minors. Which then turns the conversation to, what is major? What is minor? And usually the line of demarcation between what is major and what is minor is, these days especially, whether or not it makes someone uncomfortable and or angry. These days, in fact, for quite some time in evangelicalism, the threshold for what makes people uncomfortable or angry is actually getting pretty low. Doesn't take much in evangelicalism today to make people uncomfortable or angry when it comes to what is major and what is minor. So guess what happens to majors and minors? There is no majors. Everything is minor. Nothing is important. Nothing is worthy of learning or talking about, so that even the most basic doctrines, like the doctrine of repentance, becomes an offense. So the church's teaching then boils down to love God, love your neighbor, don't be dogmatic, be safe, be tolerant, don't get too precise in your theology or your doctrine. And even churches that make an effort to be faithful to the biblical text often do so reluctantly. They walk on eggshells. They kind of tiptoe around various theological points and doctrines. Even as they're trying to remain, these days, a lot of church leaders are trying to remain apolitical. Don't get political, they're saying. Stay out of politics. You know, when you try to stay out of politics too much, eventually you will get out of this book. And that's what happens when you're trying to be pleasing to everyone, to straddle the fence on various doctrines in hopes of appeasing everyone. The Apostle Paul shattered that paradigm in his rebuke of the churches in Galatia when he said, "For am I now trying to seek the approval of man or of God? Am I trying to please man? If I were still trying to please man, I would not be a servant of Christ."